There is a silent battle happening every day, and most people never even see it. The war isn't fought with weapons, it's fought inside the human mind. Every emotion you feel can become a weapon in someone else's hands. The battlefield of this war is not the world outside, it is the heart within you. The moment someone understands your emotions, the game begins. Manipulation doesn't start with control, it starts with observation. They study your reactions, your fears, your desires. The more they understand you, the easier it becomes to control you. Emotional confusion is the smoke that hides manipulation. And in that confusion, many people lose themselves. Some people don't fight with fists, they fight with feelings. They whisper doubts until you start doubting yourself. They slowly enter your mind without you noticing. And before you realize it, they're already controlling your emotions. But awareness is the moment the illusion finally breaks. Every human being carries a deep desire to be loved. And manipulators know exactly how to exploit that desire. They shower you with attention when they want your trust. They say the words you've always wanted to hear. In the beginning, it feels magical. You feel valued, important, finally understood. But sometimes that love is not real. Sometimes it is only a strategy. Manipulators study your loneliness like a map. They find the places where you feel invisible. Then they give you just enough attention to keep you attached. Slowly, your confidence begins to depend on their words. Your happiness begins to depend on their approval. And that is the moment they gain control, because now your peace lives in their hands. But your worth was never meant to depend on someone else. True value comes from within, not from outside praise. The moment you realize this truth, something changes. You stop begging for affection, and manipulators lose their power over you. One of the deepest human fears is losing someone we care about. Manipulators know how powerful that fear can be, so they create emotional distance. One moment they give attention, the next moment they disappear. This confusion keeps you chasing their approval. You begin trying harder just to keep them close. Sometimes you sacrifice your own boundaries just to avoid losing them. But real love does not make you feel insecure. Real connection does not create fear. Manipulators depend on your fear of abandonment, because fear makes people easier to control. But the moment you stop chasing, the balance changes. Suddenly, the control disappears. You remember your own value again. And that is when your confidence returns. The moment you choose self-respect over fear, you begin to reclaim your identity, and the emotional chains finally break. Because the right people never demand your dignity as a price for love. Some of the kindest people become the easiest targets, because their hearts are open and compassionate. Manipulators often disguise themselves as victims. They tell stories that trigger your empathy, and compassionate people immediately want to help. They want to support, to protect, to save. But sometimes that kindness is being used. Manipulators know empathy creates loyalty. They rely on your good heart to keep control. You give more chances, more patience, more forgiveness. Slowly, the relationship becomes unbalanced. You give everything while they only take. This is how emotional exhaustion begins. True kindness should never destroy your own peace. Compassion must walk beside wisdom. Healthy boundaries protect your emotional strength. Saying no is sometimes the most powerful kindness, because protecting yourself is not selfish. It is necessary for emotional survival. And wise compassion always includes self-respect. Many people grow up believing approval defines their worth. They seek validation from family, friends, and society. Manipulators understand this conditioning very well, so they turn approval into a reward system. When you obey, they praise you. When you disagree, the approval disappears. Slowly, you begin adjusting yourself to please them. You silence your true thoughts. You ignore your instincts. And little by little, you lose your voice. But living for approval is a dangerous trap because someone else controls your confidence. Strong people learn a different lesson. Their worth does not depend on external praise. Their identity comes from within. The moment you stop chasing validation, freedom begins. Your voice grows stronger again. Your boundaries become clearer. And manipulators lose their strings because self-respect is the ultimate protection. Guilt is one of the oldest tools of emotional manipulation. Manipulators use it to control your decisions. They make you feel responsible for their pain. They say words designed to break your confidence. Suddenly, you feel pressured to fix everything, but you are not responsible for another adult's emotions. Healthy relationships are built on understanding, not guilt and emotional pressure. The moment you reject guilt, control disappears, and emotional freedom begins. Many people fear conflict more than injustice. They stay silent just to keep the peace. Manipulators rely on that silence, because silence allows them to cross boundaries. But peace built on fear is not real peace. Strong people speak the truth calmly. They protect their dignity with courage. Respectful confrontation is a sign of strength. And when you stop fearing conflict, manipulation weakens. Because your voice becomes your shield. The most powerful moment is when awareness finally begins. Suddenly, the patterns become clear. The emotional maze opens, and you see the exit. You realize your emotions were never weaknesses. And the moment you discover your true strength, manipulation ends forever.